Hello guys, welcome back. This is csecnow and I'm going through part 2 of the biology 2019 May/June past paper 1. Now listen, so we're just going straight through the answers. Alright, so number 21 refers to the following of diagram. Here we had a tooth diagram. Alright, we have I, 2, 3 to 4. So here we're gonna label the structures labeled. Alright, good. So the structure here labeled, we have the enamel, which is here, and we have the dentine, which is 2. We have the pulp here, and we have 4, which is the capillaries. Alright, we're just moving along, guys, getting straight to the answer, and then I give a little bit of explanations. Alright, good. Number 22, we have the diagram of the respiratory system. Here they're asking to show the part that represent the rib cage. Here is where the rib cage at. Alright, if this is the trachea, this is the rib cage, and this would be the lungs, and this would be the diaphragm. Alright, so they are talking about the rib cage, so the answer would be B. Moving along, number 23 refers to the following diagram. So here we can see we had a red blood cell here. Okay, good. So this is a respiratory structure shown above, and it's still shown above that the alveoles. So the alveoles would be the exchanges of gases. Alright, so the exchanges of gases we are seeing would be the lungs exchanging of gases. So we have the two arrows, one going up, one going down. The up arrows was being, exchanging out the gas. So any gas is going out, carbon dioxide. Any gas is coming in, oxygen. Alright, moving along. Number 24, which of the following is an effect of the nicotine found in cigarettes smoke? So in the cigarette smoke we have the increase in heart rate, and the reason being because nicotine is a type of substance in cigarette that is harmful to your body. So do not try to smoke, guys. It's not healthy. Increase your heart rate. Alright, number 25, moving along. It says the event listed below are involved in the clotting of the blood. So where we have the clotting of the blood, we have first and foremost, guys, before the blood starts to clot, we'd have to have damage to the blood vessel. Once the damage is done to the blood vessel, then we have basically have the pallets, where once the pallets are activated, then we would have basically have the fibrogen. Alright, so once the fibrogen is converted to fibrin, then we'd have where the blood cells are trapped. So that would be the sequence of where the activities of the blood clotting take place. Alright, number 26, moving along. It says in heart bypass surgery, and artery is advantageous. Right, so where they have the advantageous over a vein, so bypass blockage, and it will bypass the blockage because the artery has a thicker and more muscular walls than a vein. Remember, a vein is not, their walls are very thin. Alright, so easy to tear, and they are less muscular, so it doesn't have the supportive muscular walls where the arteries had. Alright, for example, the arches of your heart, it doesn't have it. Alright, good. Number 27, which of the following best identifies some of the transport substance in animals? So they are talking about the best. So where we have the transport substance, we normally had amino acid, we have hormones, and we had glucose. So we have select all of these questions. And just to remind you guys, paper 1 are normally repeated, so please pay keenly attention to the questions and the answer. Read carefully. Alright, good. Number 28, in the transport of solutes in phloem. Alright, the source is defined as any of the plants where, and we have where the sucrose is loaded with phloem. Alright, so where we have the sucrose is being loaded into the phloem. Alright, and that is where the transport of the solute in the phloem. Alright, number 29 here, they're talking about artificial immunity. And artificial immunity can be described as immunity, and immunity would be the exposure to. So once we given the exposure of, for example, any disease that we could let into the body, for example. So here the artificial immunity can be described as an immunity, and it's because they actually produce deliberate exposure to pathogen. Pathogen is of a type of harmful, alright, I could say harmful substance, not mainly substance, but once we mentioning about pathogen, alright, pathogen would normally identify, for example, as any disease. Alright, so it caused by any organism's disease that is host. So that would be the leader. How can disease expose deliberately? Alright, good. Moving along. So here we had item 30 refers to the diagram of the mammalian kidney nephron. So here they are just asking to label. So here we have the ultrafiltration. We have the selective reabsorption. We have the water conservation. Alright, so the answer would be B. I is ultrafiltration. We have 2, selective reabsorption, and we have 3, which is the water conservation. Alright, so the answer would be B for 30. Moving along, number 31 here. It says the best description of the role excretion in the living organisms is to. So once we mention about excretion is any waste in the body that released. So getting rid of any waste product in the body would normally explain as any excretion. Excretion, they mentioning about the best description. So the best description in this answer would be to get rid of any toxic waste. So the answer would be B. Number 32, it says person who suffers from kidney disease are most likely to have. Any person suffers from kidney disease would most likely to have a concentration of the urea in the blood. Alright, and that is very not good. You know, having the urea in the blood is not good. It's such a painful heart though. Kidney disease is not a pretty it's not a pretty, I could say. Moving on. Number 33, which of the following correctly describe the movements in plants? So where we have movements in plants, we have the irreversible growth of parts or parts movements. So irreversible meaning the opposite. Reversible going the opposite. Like we have left, right. We have a tree going right, we have another tree going left. And for example, if the tree grow in the right hand side, right, we have, like, for example, the lights. So where the light hits the tree, the tree would diverse into the light, so it would diverse in the left. So that would be the reversible growth or parts of movements. Number 34, here it says in human the skeleton system performs variety of function, and the variety of function that the human skeleton system would perform would be the blood cell formation. Alright, number 35, locomotion is evolutionary adaptation performed by animals. What advantages does the mechanisms have over the types of movement that occurs in plants? So here we're going to reason out this. Alright, so here we have the ability to move favorable conditions. 3 here would be the ability to find food. So they're talking about locomotion is an evolutionary adaptation performed by animals. So this is animals, and what the advantages. So the advantages would be the ability to find food, and then we'd have the adaptation performed. The adaptation performed would be the ability to move to favorable conditions. So the answer would be B for number 35. We're almost there, guys. Alright, number 36 here showing illustration of an experiment. Good. So here it says after a few days the tallest shoot would be most likely to be. So the answer would be I, and let me explain why. Alright, good. So here we have the illustration. Let's just illustrate. So we have light, we have fold cap, we have shoot. Good. Here we have shoot, we have tip removed, we have the light. Right? 3. Shoot, light removed. Alright, shoot, cap, transparent cap, and a light. Alright, so they are asking about the tallest shoot. After a few days, the tallest shoot would most likely to be. And the reason why high would be the tallest shoot is because we have a fold cap. I would say a foil, alright? Foil cap. So once we have a foil cap here, the foil cap would have the tallest shoot because we have the foil cap along going with the light. If the tip remove and we have the light, then we'd have a slowly likely shoot occur. Here we have the transparent cap, that this would most least likely to have the tallest shoot. So this would be, alright, good. Number 37 here, it says which of the following best describe the term stimulus and response. Alright, so stimulus would refers to the detectable changes in an organism's environment. Alright, so any changes we have in the environment that would take place there where an organisms during the environment would be stimulus. Alright, the response would also be an organism's reaction to stimulus. So we would have the detected change in organisms to the environment. They would also have the organism reaction to the stimulus. So the answer would be D for number 37. And we're moving forward. Alright, number 38, here we have a diagram. We have a bicep muscle, we have a skin of an hand, and here they're asking this question, this number structure R. So here let me see what's going on. High. So on I here we have the motor neuron, right? 2, we have the sensor neuron. 3, here we have the relay neuron. Alright, so this is how it occurs. So we have the motor, sensor, and we have the relay neuron. Alright, so we have 3 different varieties of different neurons. Alright, so the motor neurons now would be it would be the cell in the brain whereas a spinal cord could allow to move, speak, or swallow by sending a command to the brain. Alright, so that's how the motor neuron would occur. Here with the sensory neuron now, the sensory neuron would be like a nerve cell that is activated by sensory input from the environment. So it's way more different from its environment though. But with the relay now, the relay would most likely to be where we have, you know, found between neurons its output and its response. So relay neurons are normally found in, like, for example, brain and its spinal cord, and it also allows the sensory neurons to communicate. So the relay neuron would be, I could say, its function where it has its communication between sensor and motor neurons, because it allows the sensor and motor neurons to communicate. Alright, so it would be where you have the CN, which would be, like, for example, the motor neurons are found in the CN, which is the central nervous system, CNS. So that would be the CNS, the central nervous system. Alright, moving along, guys, not spending too much time on one question. Moving along. Here we have the following diagram of a sector of a human skin. They are asking which structure not involved in temperature regulation. And in 2 here, it not involved in temperature regulation. And the whole reason why dermis is not involved in temperature regulation is because dermis would be the inner layer of the main layer of the skin, And dermis normally had would be a connective tissue where blood flow, we have oil, and we have sweat glands and nerve fossils and other structure are made up of. Alright, so that would not have the temper regulation. Good. Moving along. Number 40. It says the smell of an hamburger being cooked causes Joan to salivate. Alright, which of the following effects which bring about a response? Alright, so we're gonna look on the first hint here. So the first hint would be salivate. So what is salivate? Salivate would mean produce. Is salivate is to be in joule. Anywhere we had to produce saliva, alright, cause Joan to salivate, which bring effective to bring about a response. So here the answer would be salivary gland. Alright, so once you produce saliva, then it would be from the salivary gland. So the answer would be B for number 40. And we're moving along. Number 41. The following statements describe the processes taking place within a seed during germination. Alright, so let's look on this here. It says which of the following correctly identifies the sequence of events during the germination of the seed. So let's see how the germination of the seed now goes, guys. Alright, so 2 here we have the enzymes break down protein into amino acid. And that's correct, because normally we have enzymes breaking down protein into amino acid. And here we have 3, we have the soluble products move into the embryo. That's correct. And where we have the embryo uses food to develop the radicle and the pumule. So the answer would be D for number 40. Number 41 here we have a diagram of a flower from 2 different types of plants. Good. So which of the following statement is true about both flowers? Alright, so here both are winded pollinated. No. Petals are absent from both I and 2. Not necessarily. Both are pollinated by hummingbirds. Well, that could not necessarily mean though. But here where we have D, where I is pollinated. And why I is pollinated? By the wind. As you guys could see, pollination by the wind, and 2 is pollinated by hummingbird. How and why? Alright, so pollinated by the bird, pollinated by the bird is where we had basically to seen so pollinated by the hummingbird is where we had seen the bird giving it pollen into the plants, and so is where the pollen is being transferred from the bird to the plants. Alright, so that would be the pollination from the hummingbird to the plants in diagram 2. But in diagram 1 now is where the pollinated is by the wind, and the reason why it's pollinated by the wind is when the pollinated is transferred by the wind. And when it's transferred by the wind, this is called anemophily. Alright, so the answer would be anemophily. Alright, so that is where the wind has been transferred through the transportation of wind through the plant. Alright, good. Now we're just moving along, guys. So that's spending more time on one question. Number 45. Which of the following is correct sequence for seed formation after fertilization? So here we have the ovule, we have the zygote, we have the embryo going to the seed. So the answer would be no, I think I'm going too fast, guys. I missed out a few questions. I was at number 44, 41. Oh, sorry. Anyways, guys, I'm just gonna go over these few questions. We're not at 45, but we're just gonna go to 45 and then we go down to 42 and 3. I'm so sorry about that. Alright, good. So number 40, we're just gonna go back to in place, guys. Number 42, it says production of new organisms from one parent is known as. So any plants from one parent is known as asexual reproduction. Alright, sexual production would be from two parents. Alright, good. Alright, moving on. Number 43. It says which of the following forms of birth control is likely to be 100% effective? Alright, so we're looking on the effective here between these. So birth control is not 100% effective. That's what condom. Condom is not 100% effective. Neither diaphragm. Alright, so here we have turbal lactation. Alright, so verbal, no, that's verbal, tubal, sorry. So tubal ligation. So tubal ligation would be a surgical procedure for female, where they go ahead and to sterilize, which involve serving and line a fallopian tube. So normally within this process you will most likely have some woman experience increase in menstrual pain following the tubal ligation. Alright, so normally after tubal ligation is where they, women normally had in some pains, menstrual pains. Alright, so that would be the 100% effective through birth control. Alright, we're moving along to number 44. Oh, we already read number 44, so let's go to 45. It says which of the following is correct sequence for seed formation after fertilization? So the answer would be A, and it would be ovule, zygote, and we have embryo going to seed. Alright, good. Number 46. Here we have a diagram of a specialized cell. It says which of the following structures common to both cells? Now we look on these two cells. So the both common here would be a nucleus. Alright, so we're moving on. The answer would be a nucleus. Number 47. So here we have a life cycle. Good. And they are asking at which stage is a vector easily controlled by the use of aerosol insecticides. So here we have 4. And is this what? This must look like a roach to me. So here we have the roach. It's controlled by aerosol insecticide. So the answer would be 4. Alright, number 48. Which of the following disease matches its category? Alright, so we're looking at the diseases and we look at its category. Alright, so chloria, not necessarily. And AIDS is an infectious disease. So once you had AIDS, that would be infectious. So that's where it infected. Alright, so the answer would be C. Number 49. Which of the following are used in the management of diabetes? So diabetes here, once they change their diet, we can use to manage the diabetes level, and with also medication can use, but we are talking about the management itself. So we could use, between these questions, it's a little bit puzzling between the diet and the medication could use. But with a diet and exercise, it's most likely to have most advantageous level over the medication. And the whole reason being, having diabetes, exercising, or having the blood level under control, also with a proper diet, than the medications, because some medications give side effects. But if any other answers, guys, please feel free to leave it in the comment section. Moving along further. Alright, number 50, an animal which transmit a disease causing organisms but it's not adversely affected by its calling, and it would be a vector. Alright, good. Alright, so on a certain Caribbean island where sugarcane is grown, a fungus is accidentally introduced into the island and it's destroyed an entire crop of sugarcane. Which of the following best describe what happened? So here would be, there's no genetic variation among the plant, as so none could survive the attack. And the reason being would be where there's no genetic variation among the plant, right? So none could survive the attack. Alright, so when we are talking about genetic variation would mean the difference in where the sequence between individual and its population. Alright, so their variation would be occurring in germ cell. So if there's any germs in the cell of the DNA, there would be no, where the plants could not, I would say the sugarcane will not survive the attack. Alright, moving along, number 52, it says if an developed organism, alright, has two different alleles for the same gene, it's described being, and it would be the, sorry, just a moment. So the answer would be A, and the answer would be heterozygote. So sorry. Alright, I'm so sorry, just one moment please. Alright, good. Alright, number 53 here says which of the following statement about the meiosis is not true? Alright, so here it would be the double amount of chromosomes in the gametes. So where they have the gametes, where it would be is not the amount of chromosomes. Number 54, it says Tarzan and June are heterozygotes. So for blood, group A, B respectively, which of the following shows all possible results of their genetic cross, sorry, I don't know where I'm seeing cross, it's a cross, sorry. So here would be D, where we have 25% of A along with 25% B, AB, O. So these are most strongly where they have the blood types. So we have blood types A 25%, blood B 25%, B 25 as well. No, sorry, not 25. So A we have 25%, B 25, AB 25, and we have type O, which is 25 also. So it'd be 25 respectively all over blood types. Alright. Number 55, which of the following terms refers to visible characteristics of living things? And we'd have the phenotype. So the phenotype would be C. Alright, so moving along, 56. Here where it says refers to the following diagram. Represent a cross between two plants. This is the heterozygotes for particular characteristics. So for a female here, we receive the R male. So this is similar, guys. It's way similar. So we had here a female, male slash female. We have R. This is the heterozygotes. We have the capital R with a small r, R here. So this is where the sequence goes, guys. So we have R here. Let me show you what's going on. So we have R here. and then we have these two R's. So here, so RR, for example. So the answer would be A. Alright, good. Moving along. 59, we're almost through, guys. Which of the following would be involved in the production of insulin? Genetic engineering. Alright, so here we are seeing where the transfer of human insulin gene to the bacterium, a vector to transfer to the insulin gene, or production of insulin by the bacterium. So here we are seeing where all three of them would transpired, and this is where we had their mention about the insulin genetic engineering. So this would involve all of them. So the answer would be all three of them. Alright, number 60. Sorry. Which of the following description is true about natural and artificial selection? So in natural selection, we reproduce biological diversity. Alright, so it produced the biological diversity, and where we have the biological diversity, it would be showing, we should be showing eventually the real selection. Alright, so once we mention about biological diversity, we have the variety of life on Earth, where it levels from gene to the ecosystem, where the natural selection comes in place. Artificial selection now would be they produces a very different organism from natural populations. Alright, so that would be artificial. They produce different organism from natural. Remember, artificial is not real, and they mentioned from natural population. So anything opposite in meaning here, artificial would be not real selection. Alright, so guys, thank you guys for making it to the end of the video. If you guys will make it to the end of the video, please type kudos in the comment section. Ensure that you guys do drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Please watch the ads. Alright guys, any ads popped up on the video, watch it as appreciation of me making my time out of my busy schedule day just to make this video, or any time of the night, to ensure, because I know most of you guys have exams coming up. Social study would be on Tuesday, I guess, and we have a lot of more exams papers to post, different subject areas as well. So leave comment section in the comment, let me know the next paper that I should post. And thank you guys for watching with CSET Now and making your grade 1 become a reality. Alright, thank you so much.